Hey guys, Comet here. Welcome to episode 13 in my Spaced Out series, where in the last episode, I put in this proper Dreco farm here, using the pinch of pepper plant. So pinch of peppers can grow in hydrogen, meaning that the Drecos will always be submerged in hydrogen, so they're always, if I can click on this guy, they're always regrowing their scales. So that's going to increase my reed fiber production, which means when I colonize the next planetoid, over here, I won't have to worry about worn out atmosuits. And then towards the end of that episode, I also put in this counterflow heat exchange here. That way the water that leaves the desalinators is much colder. It's about 20 degrees here. And that's important because I started putting in some bristle blossom farms, because I noticed my calories started dipping. But when I do all of the math, between these two Dreco farms, the meat I'm going to be getting from all of the hatched Drecklets, and the bristle blossoms here, I should be able to support 12 duplicants. And right now I have 9, and once I start my colony over here, I plan on having a total of 12. Then I also started noticing some power outages towards the end of every cycle, so I put in a couple more solar panels here just to hold the base off until the next day. But once I start bringing back some crude oil from these reservoirs, power shouldn't be a problem anymore. Okay, so step 1, I've already got one of these teleporters linked. I just need to send my researcher, Gosman here, over to the new planetoid, and get her to link this one. So we'll send her over. And the only way she can get up to here is through here, actually. Once I send over my digger, then I can clear out all this granite. But I'm gonna have to wait for the battery to recharge. And this is important to link up right away. That way I can pump over some oxygen, and I won't have to worry about producing any oxygen on the new planetoid. I can use the oxygen I already have over here. So she's linking this up now. Oh, I guess she had to go to the bathroom first. Wait, what are you doing? Link. Oh, great, now you're stuck. You gonna go do it now? No. Yes. Haha, okay. Now that this is linked, I'm gonna start pumping out the oxygen. That way I don't need to put in any batteries or electrolyzers or anything over here. It just makes it really simple. And now I want to remove all of this, but be very careful not to deconstruct the conveyor chute. I ran into this problem earlier, but in order to build a conveyor chute now, you need some special rocket research that I haven't done yet. So this one that I built here, I guess happened before they implemented that update. So just be aware of that. You don't want to accidentally deconstruct this and then not be able to send over any food. Because in order to get it back, you have to launch rockets and bring back some research. And what I find odd about this is that it still works, even though there's no floor beneath it. Like, most buildings just stop working when there's no floor beneath them, but this one, it just keeps going. Now, the center of this planetoid is at 61, right here. So if I put in some ladders to mark the center, then I know where I can fit everything. So the housing unit is gonna go kind of in this area. But first, I need to build some temporary bedrooms and bathrooms, and I think I'll put them over here. They'll just be really simple, that way the dupes have some space to sleep and eat and go to the bathroom while they're building the permanent one. That's gonna take a lot longer to build. Because if I just went straight for the big one first, then my dupes would be way too stressed to get anything done. They'd just be throwing up all over the place. Now I want to try and make use of these sterile gases down here at the bottom. So I'm going to clear out some space down here so that I can put in some refrigerators, just to store all of the food. And now I can set these to all, priority 9, and copy. That way all of the food will get put in here, and doesn't look like Gosman's having a fun time right now. Maybe we send over a friend. So I'll send over my digger, and he should be able to dig through all of this harder material here. So this should increase oxygen flow rather than having to squeeze through this single tile right here. So this spot right over here looks like a good place for the temporary bedrooms. So I can fit 1, 2, 3, 4 beds here. I don't want any more than 4 dupes over here. And then right above the bedrooms can go the dining hall. And it's important that I make everything out of mesh tile, that way when they do throw up, they don't have to walk through all the vomit. It just goes right through the floor. And then at the top of everything up here will be the temporary bathrooms. Now the way these bathrooms are going to be plumbed, I'm gonna take some clean water from here. It's gonna go in here, and then the polluted water is gonna go back to be cleaned on the main asteroid. So I need to make those connections over here. The outgoing polluted water can come down here, and then I need the geyser to not have priority. I need all of the polluted water from the bathrooms to be cleaned first, or it needs to have a place to go, then it'll start pulling from here. And then to get the clean water connected up, I can just come up this way, and into right here. So now that the water's coming in, I shouldn't need this bathroom anymore. And I can start planning out the way I want this housing unit to look. So I guess the easiest thing to do first would just be to get some ladders here. And then set these to a higher priority before issuing the dig commands. So I'll let them get started on that. And then I think we might be ready to send, yes, we can send another dupe. Now, Meep is actually originally from this planetoid here. He was the one that we found in the cryo tank. So I think he can live here permanently. So I'll send him back once he decides to get on over here. Any day now, Meep, where are you? Oh, you're sleeping. There he goes. Off you go. And we're starting to get really low on calories here. So before my duplicants all starve, what I need to get set up is a conveyor belt here, or a conveyor rail, and I need to do a special trick here with the bridge. I can't put the bridge directly on this line here. It first needs to branch and then bridge. That way the food is split half this way and then half back into here. But this bridge is so that I can put in a conveyor loader here and not have to worry about any of the materials I want to send into here flowing back on the food line. So this bridge is just going to act like a diode and force anything that this conveyor loader has to go into here. And then they should get the food into these refrigerators down here where it won't spoil in this carbon dioxide. And we've just run out of calories, but perfect timing. Here comes the food. Now I think I have enough space to start planning out the outer wall. Now I have to remember I need the one tile here for a metal tile, then I can put the ladder here, and the fire pole should fit right here. The flooring should be glass, and I don't have nearly enough glass, so that's where this conveyor loader comes in. I want to send over all of this glass. I'm going to allow manual use. So the floor beneath the top floor is going to have all of these statues. And then this will be where the bedrooms go. And that leaves basically no space left right next to this vacillator, so that's perfectly spaced from the center. I think the next person I might want to send over is my decorator. That way I can get these sculpting blocks sculpted, improve the decor, and my dupes should stress out a little bit less. And Hassan looks to be my decorator. So we'll send over Hassan here, and he should immediately get to work. Yes, perfect. Now I want to force my dupes to be by the better decor. So I'm gonna deconstruct these beds over here now that I have these new ones. And so while they're sleeping, they should pick up some decor bonuses. And now that they are gonna be spending a lot of time in here, I should probably get some ventilation going. Alright, this is starting to look pretty good now. I've got the bathrooms and the mess tables moved over. This is a great hall. This is a washroom. These up here are bedrooms. This room down here is going to be the rec room with the video games and the dance station. The only thing left is the space for the steam turbine. And I have to be a little bit careful how I go about this, because this area is very warm. I don't want to scald any of my dupes. So I'll leave the abyssalite in place for now. But I'll get this area dug out. I may want to get a carbon skimmer going to get this air cleaned up down here. Then I guess I can just put a battery and a hamster wheel right here to power that. And this can just connect into the main line here. So I think the way I want to go about doing this, if I just keep slowly inching towards this hot ethanol here, leaving some abyssalite kind of as a layer of protection. I want to get as much of it built as possible. That way I can just quickly seal up the outer perimeter. And I may want to preemptively make some triage cots. I have a bad feeling. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. I think I can force them to wear an atmosuit even though there's no oxygen left in the suit. That way they at least don't get scalded while building this, because it's starting to leak a lot of heat into the base, so I want to quickly get this sealed up. So I'm going to assign this atmosuit to Ren, because he's my digger. And then I guess I can do this one at 12%. I can assign that one to Gosman. I think she can build everything. Okay, so Ren here has the suit on, even though there's no oxygen. But he at least won't get scalded now. Now my triage cots are in an area where they're going to be scalded. This is not good. This is not good. Okay, it looks like the worst of it is over. I've got it all sealed up now. I just need to get a cooling loop going. And I need a little bit more granite to finish the piping, so I'm gonna dig out this way. Okay, I think the crisis has been averted. Let me unequip these guys' suits. That way they don't have to keep stopping for air. So, Meep here looks like he's defying gravity. And he can't go and get any food. So I think when he got incapacitated on the ladder, something happened. So I'm gonna do a quick restart. There we go. Now he's fine. And obeying the laws of physics as he should be. So I'm gonna get all of this ethanol and water pumped out of the bottom here. And then I think I need to send Gosman back. She's no longer needed here. And in her stead, we will send Stinky. And this is important because Stinky is the only one that can build steam turbines and heavy watt wiring. Okay, so I've got this whole area cleaned up now. I have the steam turbine and aqua tuner in place. I just need to come up with a way of powering everything. And I think the way I'm gonna do that is with some hydrogen engines over here. So over in this area, I want to consume all of the hydrogen that these electrolyzers make. And I'm also going to have another setup like this over here. So it's going to consume 6 generators worth of hydrogen. And then underneath all of these generators, so I'm gonna have to fit this map's oxygen production. So now, the way this is all going to interact with each other, the clean water will be piped in through the teleporter. It will be split into oxygen and hydrogen, and then we want to prioritize the hydrogen made here. So this battery will be set to run between 50 and 95, and then we'll start using some hydrogen from the other map when we get down lower than 50. So I need to disconnect all of this oxygen. We don't want to be sending oxygen over anymore. It should only be this hydrogen. Okay, so here is all of the rerouted hydrogen. Let's jump back over here. That should start up these generators, which will then start up these electrolyzers down here. And for now, I just have all of the gases venting. Once this upper part up here stabilizes, I'll connect the hydrogen up to these bottom generators. And it looks like we're good. So I'll get rid of this vent, connect that up, and then I need to reroute all of this oxygen. So I'll have this rightmost pipe here oxygenate the base, and then the other two pipes will be for the atmosuits. Then the very last thing I need to put in here is the checkpoint. Right there. And I need to set this conveyor loader here to be all of the worn atmosuits. And then this one here, all of the repaired atmosuits. And I'll go ahead and make one more of these. So now they should be forced to put on a suit anytime they want to leave. So that means I can start breaking into this really hot stuff down here. We have one extra atmosuit over here. I only want 5, even though I have just the 4 dupes. That way, there is always one suit left over in case all 4 come back and they break at the same time. And so to prevent any extra suits from ending up over here, I changed the priorities on all of these docks to be 6. That way the dupes will put them into the docks before they put them into this loader here. So then the very last thing I want to do before I end this episode is get one of these oil wells connected up. Now I will go through and calculate how many natural gas generators I'm going to need based off of how many oil reservoirs there are down here. But I think that will be for next episode. Oh, we got some oil. So the way all of these sensors here are going to work, this Atmo sensor, if the pressure of natural gas in here is ever above 5,000 grams or 5 kilos, then I want this pump to work. This bottom hydro sensor controls this oil well. If this is ever below, I think it's like 870-ish, then the oil well can keep working. And if this is ever above 500 kilos, should be fine, then the liquid pump will start pumping out the extra crude oil. So this hydro sensor down here makes sure that the pump doesn't overproduce, and then it'll start spilling out. And then this hydro sensor makes sure that there's always enough oil in here to preserve the liquid lock so that no natural gas can escape. So this is what it should look like when it's working correctly. The crude oil fills up to this layer right here, and then this sensor tells the pump that it can start extracting crude oil. And just ignore the ethanol that's stuck in here. I'll deal with that later. Now, I haven't yet decided if I want to process all of the crude oil here or ship everything back and process it here. I do have a lot of time to figure that out though, and I'll have an answer by the next episode. I just gotta think about it. And now that I do have a semi-permanent colony started on the new planetoid, I'm gonna be looking for some new dupes from the printing pod. And to show my appreciation, I think I'll start naming dupes after some people in the Discord server. In case you are unaware, I do have a Discord server with some Oxygen Not Included channels. There's a link to that in the description. Just make sure you click on the little thumbs up when you enter the welcome page, that way you get access to the entire server. And then if you are a YouTube subscriber, then you're eligible for a role promotion. Just message me the name that you subscribed with, and I'll promote you, and that then qualifies you for duplicate naming. I'm not sure how many new dupes I'll be taking on over the course of the entire series, so if you do want a dupe named after you, you know how to proceed. So let me do a quick recap of everything I got done. I didn't do really anything over here. I think all of my focus was over here. So I got Gosman over here to link the teleporters, then I built some temporary bedrooms, so that my dupes had somewhere to sleep while they built the permanent housing unit. Then once they finished all of this, I had to put in some power sources. So I stopped pumping in oxygen, and started pumping in the hydrogen from the other planetoid. That way I had some power to bootstrap this electrolyzer setup, which now provides power for everything. Then the very last thing I did was put in this oil well here to start extracting some oil. And in the next episode, I'll be putting one of these contraptions on all of these reservoirs here, and I'll start processing all of that crude oil. So a lot of progress in this episode. If you'd like to see more content like this, then consider subscribing, and if you did enjoy the video, let everyone know by hitting that like button. But anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next episode.